Hello there, Facebook friends. I'm Bill Race, and we're back here. I wanted to show you some current winds that came in at the top of the hour here. And boy, they have increased. Some stations here are have a zero, and I'm thinking they're maybe having some difficulty with their instrumentation. But the rest, I'd say this is pretty close for sure. 23 miles per hour, and that's not a wind gust. That was the steady wind. That was in Chattanooga. Also in Dalton, 23 miles per hour. So we're starting to see this wind that we have concerns by. Now, why are we concerned about the wind? Well, you can have several things that occur when you have strong winds that are like, just without the wind gusts, just the normal wind, and it stays up 20, 30, 35 miles per hour. You can start to have some branches break, fall on power lines. Power lines might fall, and we can have power outages this afternoon into tonight. Plus, you add in the possibility of strong storms, or at least sustained rain. And here's the radar. We have the good news here is that we haven't really had any warnings here or to the west here recently, but we have a very large area of rain that's going to take over here very shortly. We're already seeing some heavy rain in northwest Georgia, and that goes from about, Dade to Walker to northern Chattooga. Let's stop this on the end here. Well, let's try that again. Okay, we're going to stop this. Now, let me get my little pointer tool here, and we will... So this area right here, some embedded heavy rain. I don't see any lightning indicated there. Also, entering parts of the western viewing area, Marion County, Franklin County, northern Jackson. So you have those two areas that have some of the heavier rain right now, but no warnings. Now, the warnings that I think that we would most likely see would be severe thunderstorm warning, perhaps, because the wind could be reached in some of these storms to 60 or 59 miles per hour. And then also flash flood warnings have to be considered because the surface of the earth anyway here is a little bit saturated from our last rain. So we probably have pretty good runoff. And so here's this area of rain that's not causing any warnings at this point, but that's there and we're here. So, once this comes across, it might change what is happening with this area of rain and showers. Let me go to our forecast models, and the one that we're kind of sticking with here is called the rapid refresh because it gets data every hour, and so they post the update. So here we are at noon, and you see that we're getting out. Most areas are then in the rain, if not almost, and then we'll push this along. And this is 1 o'clock, and you see some of the heavy rain with that. And that just kind of continues. Nothing, that really stands out so much other than the fact that we just have steady rain until this is 5 o'clock, and we start to see the end game there. Up until about 3, even all of our areas still, but the plateau starts to see things ending after 3 and then ending after 5 in Chattanooga, and the eastern counties 6 or 7 o'clock, it looks like. So that's kind of the timing, all that. But the rain, the storm chances, that's not the only reason for weather alert today. That's what I want to get to is we have unusual, rare day of strong winds. And when I say strong, 20 to 30 miles per hour sustained wind, and then a gust of even up to 50 miles per hour. And so that is how, we want to emphasize that we're not just talking about heavy rain and storms where you have the rain that's going to be steady, and then you have to go along with that the strong winds, and the rain can sometimes weaken some trees as it rains, and you could see some shallow-rooted trees uprooted, or parts of trees that aren't as sturdy with or even dying trees or dead trees, the limbs falling and causing power outages. We'll go back to radar. And I'm going to let you just kind of watch that for a second while I take care of a little business here. But I am still here. I didn't want you to, I'm not going anywhere. I just wanted you to know that it might be a little quiet here for a second till I get a little business taken care of here. Let's see here. So, still here, just working on a couple things here that I don't want to forget. And I want to be able to see your comments, friends. All right. Okay. All right, now I have your comments on the screen. A tree fell down on Mountain View Road about an hour ago. That's out towards Ooltewah, and you come off the interstate at the exit 11. Let's say you're going north on 75. You get off there on the exit. You make a left turn, and then you go down to where the large convenience store is at the dead end, and you make a right, and that's Mountain View Road. Wind and rain in Rossville, power flickering off and on in Wildwood in Georgia. So these are the kind of things that I think we're going to hear more about. Murray County, wild wind, Crystal. It is. And Kathy, the thing about it, Kathy Adkins, I see her, I'm fine with heavy rain, but the wind scares me. And then, the wind is something that you don't have to have a tornado, and you don't have to have a severe thunderstorm. If you have a strong enough area of low pressure, which we obviously have, that can draw in a strong enough wind. But this is unusual. We don't see that happen too often around here, where we have these sustained winds like this. Without having thunderstorms causing that. And I'm seeing got some thunder on the front of Signal Mountain. Jessica, I don't want you to be scared. What we used to say, and the way I always remind people, when I was working in a weather service office in St. Louis, it was, be cautious, but don't be afraid. Thunderstorms are usually of short duration. But it's a little different today because we do have this strong wind anyway. So, that's a little bit different. Updates on tornado chances. I saw that from Nicole, is it? Yeah. Nicole, we've been saying all along it's a very small chance. I still feel that way. I don't think that's what we're going to remember out of this. It's raining now here. We had a little break here at News Channel 9, but as we're getting into some of this heavier rain now that's just on the radar here, just crossing over the Georgia line. And obviously, it has made it here. And I'm sure it's, I can't see outside right now, but I'm assuming we have some wind with that. By the way, guys, I'm going to be, and gals, we're going to be going till about 45 minutes after the hour, and then we have to be prepared, get prepared for the midday news, and we can't do both at the same time. Not in the way we're doing it right now, anyway. Now, we are able to do it at the same time, and sometimes we do. It's just presented a little differently. Ryan and David and Lexi are all watching this very carefully as well, at wherever they may be. And David's coming in this afternoon. Lexi's already here and is updating as well on her social page, so you may want to go like that page and keep up there. David is always king of updating as far as severe weather is concerned, on his Twitter feed especially, but even his Facebook page as well, obviously. So we have, we're just kind of continuing to watch this. There's nothing real newsworthy yet in that, no warnings. I keep thinking that once the area gets covered up by the rain from the west, that, yes, we could have a severe thunderstorm pop up. But I'm thinking the first warning we may see this afternoon is something to do with flooding, either a flood warning or a flash flood warning. Now, flood warning is just more like general flooding, where a flash flood is something that is more on the roads, I would call it, and that, the water comes up and then it goes away, and that's why it's called a flash flood. It wouldn't surprise me to see some of that. Plus, driving's just not going to be very much fun because you have the strong winds and the rainy weather. Let me see what I have here that might help us a little bit. Let me see. I have some, if I can find the right one here, as far as the TDOT cameras are concerned. And I thought I might be able to pull one up here for you. Now, when I pull this up, it's going to be have a label on it that probably is not correct because I would have to change that. So give me just a moment here, and I'm going to take that out for right now. So this was up on Mont Eagle. Look at the camera shaking there. That's quite a bit. So let's get back into closer into Chattanooga here, where we were just hearing about a tree being down. This is going to be north of the Ooltewah exit. And it does take just a second for it to come up. Well, that is a very interesting shot right there. I'm not sure what is going on there. They might have had a problem with the camera. I don't know. I mean, obviously, that's not the shot they would want to have. So we'll go to something else here. Let's go to 153. No, let's don't. Let's do I-75 at Paul Huff Parkway, rather. I don't think the heavy rain has really got there, but I'm thinking we'll probably see some windy indications, perhaps, if the camera is also having that issue. So this is Paul Huff Parkway and I-75. And, I don't see anything really dramatic there. So we'll come back a little closer to Chattanooga here, where the rain is stopped here now, after being pretty heavy there for a moment. I say it probably hasn't stopped. I just don't hear it. I'm going to go 153 at 58 Highway, where our studios are very close to. Let's see if we have anything that's helpful here. So there you'll see again the camera affected by wind. Don't see that too often with the T-Dot cameras. And obviously some rain on the lens, which means the wind is chasing that rain sideways. So that is a good example of what kind of things we're going to go through here. I'm looking at the trees and such. It's not, I see them moving. But we already know we're going to have wind to contend with. So let's go back into the radar. And here you have it. I don't see anything that would, at this point, be creating a warning for severe thunderstorms. But the rain is going to increase across all of the area, because if you watch here, as we back off of it a bit, we have a great deal of rain off to the west, and there's some very heavy rain with that. And I'm seeing some lightning that's probably even hitting the ground. For instance, if you look carefully, you might be able to see the white lightning bolts in there, and that's kind of new. So this particular area that I'm centered on, or pretty much centered on, may be strengthening a bit some of those storms. So let me back off of this. Hi. Lexi's here. I'm doing Facebook Live right now.
Oh.
But you can talk, which is
I
fine.
was like, is he talking to
Just don't say something you shouldn't, We are just watching that. I was showing them some T-Dot cameras, and the cameras are moving.
Yes.
And I heard a heavy rain shower come through here. It's not as heavy as it was, but...
Trees are blowing
So,
outside.
yeah, I was going to ask if you had a chance to take a look, because I don't have a window.
I know. No, I just saw. That's why I came in here.
Oh, good. So you're saying that the trees are showing the effects of the wind.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You have a story to go on today?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're going to need to be careful out there.
Yep. Mine's about what to expect next week for winter weather.
Yes, we have that too. I haven't seen anything to really indicate that there's going to be necessarily a severe thunderstorm warning anytime soon, although I see some lightning strikes. Seems like things are maybe strengthening a little bit out there to the west, but they haven't had any warnings either here lately. So, that would be great. But, I was just saying that, weather alert for wind is not something that comes up very often. You have gusty winds and thunderstorms and then, that kind of thing. But the sustained winds, and you saw, when I came back, you had the wind graphic up. And
yes, I wanted to check that out.
That was some strong winds. That was like 23 miles per hour. And those are sustained winds. That isn't wind gusts. That wasn't wind gusts, I don't think.
Yes.
It was or it was not?
It was.
It was wind gusts.
Yeah. I don't know where it is for you.
And I'm here. I'm scrolling.
50,000 mother graphics.
Yes, that's true. Oh, you know why it's not here is because I went to a different show. So let me go back. I think the radar will stay up there while I do that, even though it doesn't look like it does. So it was right past this
Looks like
here.
there it is. Oh, past it. Nope. Right there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So look at those streamlines. Now that's flying right there. And then we're going to put up the numbers. These are just current winds. These are not the wind gusts.
Oh no, I had like what to expect.
Ah, you had the
colorful one.
forecast. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's what you had
I
up
had
there.
colorful.
These are the current winds. And I noticed that we had 23. That was probably at the top of the hour, though. But others are becoming more and more common between 10 and 20. And so that's just, that's a sure thing for this afternoon. Now, let's see, it's 40 after. We're going to stay on here just a few more minutes, and then I have to get the studio freed up. I was saying that also power outages this afternoon, certainly
Yeah.
a possibility. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Because,
Trees falling down.
right, limbs or a tree. And then
How come it's just
that'll change here in a second. There it is.
all of our shows are just lined up so differently.
Yeah, it's not easy to find. Okay, so
There
yeah,
we
this
go.
is good. This is going to be your forecast graphic. So this is taking us through the afternoon, and you're going to see a lot of big numbers on there. Now, when I see somebody that shows like 60 miles per hour, you know, I have to say, maybe not. But you know, the point is that some places are going to be up 30, 40 miles per hour, and not just in the wind gusts. And so, you know, once the rain comes into that convergence here of the winds, it seems to me that they would have a tendency to strengthen some. So you can't really completely go by just what we have to the west of us right now. That could, the strength of that could change, and so you
Easily
have to be
change.
careful. So we want to be careful about that. Let's see what's happening here again. Well, so I think this will be moving, yes. Good news still, no warnings. Some heavy rain and the wind. Not everybody's in the rain. It's been kind of scattered a little bit around our area, but that's going to be changing as we see out to the west that very large area of rain. So that'll start overtaking us in the next hour, I would say, from west to east, or from almost southwest to northeast. So it'll take a little more time, but then we'll be in the steady rain till probably 3 or 4 o'clock in Chattanooga, maybe about 5 or
We had
6.
reports of trees already down. 40 minutes ago.
Do we have a location of that? We're just looking at a few pictures that have come in. Our Lexi is, thankfully. I'm feeling like we're going to get a lot of pictures like that.
Yeah. I'm feeling like you're correct.
Yeah. So that's certainly an inconvenience, at least, but it also can be very dangerous. So you have to, you know, and then you talk about, okay, we have a tree down. Also, our power's out, you know, and all of a sudden things are upside down for you. So I just want you to be prepared. Be sure you have your weather radios on and on alert, just to get that first warning, if that comes along. So I'm going to have to close this down for now. Did we get a location on those trees?
No, I'm still waiting. I just asked them.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yes.
We'll wait a second here. We might hear back from them. But I'm going. If anybody is in the back, if you could talk to me, that I would like to know. Yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice of you to be here. I was just going to say in just a minute or two, we're going to take us down so we can make sure the studio's ready. But folks, as far as the rain, it's going to get more coverage. We're going to get more coverage as we go through the next couple of hours, and all of us will be in rain, and all of us will also be in the very strong winds. So we're just getting kind of started here, and it isn't necessarily going to last a terribly long time, but a few hours anyway. And so that's where the hazards are coming from. So we'll be back here at midday. And Lexi, thank you for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
I'd love to have you around.
Oh, wait. Stay on. It's on. They just sent me the location.
No, we got a location of maybe a tree or two down. Now, I have had a few comments about that, too.
Browndell Drive, foot of Lookout Mountain.
Aha. Okay. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
No power in Harrison, I'm seeing. I don't know what part of Harrison, but obviously we're also seeing some of that. You may want to tell Matt about that. That we have starting to get reports of a tree down, and some power outage in Harrison. And it's hailing in Jasper, somebody says. Here, let me see who that is.
Send pictures.
Christy. Yeah, and if you want to, I don't know if it's small. It might be just very small hail. I don't know. But if any of you can send pictures in on our chime-in page, that's the best way to get them to us. And you can find the chime-in right on our webpage, newschannel9.com. And I was wanting to look to see. Yeah, if you go into the triple line menu on the far upper left, chime in is there. So that's easy to get to from there. All right, we're going to take a break from the Facebook Live, but we'll be back on our regular airwaves here at the top of the hour. So thank you for joining us.